Hey everyone, Erick Stakelbeck here. Today on the newscast, 3 reasons why a nuclear-armed Iran is bad for Israel, America, the world, and you, no matter where you live. Get all the details coming up. Hey folks, Erick Stakelbeck here. Welcome to the Watchman Newscast. Newsflash: the Iranian regime wants the bomb. Last Friday, the IAEA, that's the International Atomic Energy Agency, released a report saying that the Iranian regime is blocking IAEA inspectors from entering at least 2 of Iran's nuclear sites. Not only that, the report said that Iran is enriching uranium. Remember, that's the vital component to building a nuclear bomb. You must have a certain level of enriched uranium. Well, the Iranians are enriching uranium at 5 times the level permitted in that disastrous 2015 Iran nuclear deal. Now, thank God the U.S. pulled out of that deal, but remember, the Europeans are still desperately clinging to that Iran nuclear deal. They want it to work, and of course, Iran's allies, Russia and China, also want it to stay in place. Now, number one, why is Iran blocking inspectors from these 2 particular sites? What are they hiding? The obvious question. Number 2, if they decide to break out and enrich uranium at a certain level, they could have the bomb. According to many analysts around the world, nuclear experts, Iran could have the bomb, not within years, but within months. That's a very, very dangerous prospect, folks. We're going to get into it today. 3 reasons. There are many reasons, but I'll give you 3 core reasons why the Iranian regime should never be permitted to acquire a nuclear weapon, not only for the sake of Israel, America, the West, the Middle East, and surrounding countries, but for the world. Before I do that, I just want to encourage you to subscribe to the Watchman News channel right here on YouTube and click that notification button so you get alerts every time a new video is posted. Remember, we've got the Watchman Newscast every Tuesday and Thursday, and we are posting clips from our weekly 30-minute Watchman television show. If you love the newscast, you love the TV show, you see it every week on TBN and the Fox Business Network, so be sure to subscribe and click the notification button. Okay, let's get into it. 3 reasons why the Iranian regime should never be permitted to acquire the world's deadliest weapons. Number 1, it would provide Iran with a nuclear umbrella. Folks, picture this scenario. Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad in Gaza, Hezbollah in southern Lebanon and Syria. These are all Iranian proxies, all 3. They decide to start raining rockets and missiles down onto Israel, onto Israeli cities and communities. Remember, Israel's a very tiny country the size of the state of New Jersey. Imagine that. So this barrage starts from the north, from the south. The IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, are ready to take decisive action and snuff out this threat. But the Iranian master of Hezbollah, of Hamas, of Palestinian Islamic Jihad says, not so fast, Israel. We've got the bomb. And if you dare do anything, who knows what we will do with this deadly device, a nuclear weapon. It would, in the very least, folks, give Israel some pause. They'd have to think about their response and carefully calculate it if you have the Iranian mullahs with their finger on the nuclear trigger. Remember, this is not the Cold War. This is not the era of mutually assured destruction where the Soviets didn't want to die, America, the West obviously didn't want to die. Iran is a different beast. This is a wild card altogether. This is an apocalyptic regime with a jihadist mentality. The modern era of suicide bombing began with the Iranian regime and Hezbollah in the early 80s. So if you take a regime with that philosophy, who knows what they will do? Also, the United States. Iran starts to strike U.S. assets in the Middle East, in Iraq, in Syria, in the Persian Gulf. Iran shuts down the Straits of Hormuz. Would the United States be as quick to act if Iran had a nuclear weapon? Not only that, this would enable Iran to obviously provide security for its proxies, as we mentioned, but Saudi Arabia, the Gulf states, Egypt, Jordan. What about the Sunni Arab states that are at loggerheads with the Iranian regime right now? Iran could say, hey, this is how it's going to be. We are going to continue our march across the region. Saudi Arabia will take those oil fields. Thank you very much. Maybe even Mecca and Medina. It is such a powerful tool in the Iranian regime's arsenal, the most powerful tool if they've got the bomb. Not to mention OPEC. Could Iran set the price of world oil? There are so many disastrous scenarios with a nuclear-armed Iran. Talk about a tinderbox. But remember, the Iranian regime has an apocalyptic ideology that seeks global domination. That same ideology demands that Iran eventually use the bomb. When the regime talks about destroying Israel, the little Satan, the United States, the great Satan, it really truly means it. Folks, if the 20th century, the century of many poisonous, genocidal ideologies, the century of Hitler, Mao, Stalin, and Saddam taught us anything, it's that when evil men tell you they want to kill you, you should listen to them and take them at their word. For some 40 years plus, the Iranian regime has been telling us exactly that. It's time that we listened. To give you a window into the mindset of this regime, in 2001, former Iranian president, now deceased, Hashemi Rafsanjani said that, look, Israel is a one-bomb country, but here in Iran, we can survive a nuclear assault. We're a big country with a large, young population. But Israel, tiny country, one-bomb nation. That's what Rafsanjani, a top Iranian official, said on the record. And when you think about it, folks, think about the Tel Aviv metropolitan area. Some 70-75% of the Israeli population lives in and around that Tel Aviv metropolitan area. Here's the good news. We've read the book, we've read the Bible, and we know how it ends. It ends very well for Israel and not so well for Israel's enemies, so it's never going to happen. But it shows you the deadly intent of this regime. Number three, the number three reason why Iran cannot be permitted to acquire the bomb, because it would spark a nuclear arms race in the Middle East. This is very simple, folks. Do you really want Egypt, Jordan, the Saudis, Turkey, the Gulf states, all striving, all working towards a nuclear weapon in the world's already what is the world's most volatile and chaotic region? Do you want there to be an all-out nuclear arms race? And maybe even Pakistan, which is not in the Middle East, it's in South Asia, maybe they up their game and start developing even more. They already have at least 100 nuclear bombs. Maybe they start developing on a fast track even more bombs. Do we really want that in an already chaotic, volatile Middle East? Do we really want an arms race sparked by a nuclear-armed Iran? Because I can assure you that is what's coming, and don't doubt for a second that Recep Erdogan in Turkey would love to have the bomb, and this would be all he needs. Hey, Iran has it, we're on the fast track, we're going to develop it as well. So there you have it. 3 reasons why Iran should never be permitted to acquire a nuclear weapon. Now, the United States and Israel have been adamant they will not allow Iran to acquire the bomb. But what about Europe? What about China, Russia, the UN? Folks, call me crazy. I don't see the same commitment in those quarters to preventing Iran from acquiring the bomb. So this Iranian nuclear crisis continues, stretching back now over 20 years. Someone described it once as the Cuban Missile Crisis in slow motion. I think that's a very accurate description. So stay tuned. We will bring you more updates on this developing, for decades now, developing story of the Iranian regime's drive for the bomb. Hey, before we go, some good news. Our partnership with Ahava, the world leader in Dead Sea skin products, continues. Remember, you can get a 25% discount off all Ahava products. Folks, these are great products. I use them. They're aftershave. My wife, my daughters use them. They love them. Every time I'm in Israel, I bring home those Ahava products, and everyone's very excited. So you see the URL there at the bottom of your screen. Also, you can click on it in the description section underneath this video. It will take you right to the Ahava site, and you'll get a 25% discount. And here's the best part about it. Part of the proceeds from any sale go to needy Israeli families who've been affected by this COVID-19 economic shutdown. So not only are you helping the Israeli economy by blessing an Israeli company, Ahava, but you're helping needy Israelis when they need it most and fulfilling that biblical mandate to bless Israel. Good stuff. Hey, thanks for joining us today on the Watchman Newscast. Stay tuned for more on Thursday. Until then, God bless you, and remember, never hold your peace.